a show stating what others hate. Seeking the truth and transparency here on Patriot View
at 1A Independent News.
With your host, Bear Direct.
Hey, what's going on, Patriots? So, right up here at the top, website and email. Hang into the end. We're going to give you some information. If you got something you want to say but don't want to put it on your own social media profile because of trolls or whatever the reason may be, you'll be able to email it to us. We'll look at it, and as long as it meets what our criteria is, which we'll give you at the end, we will put it on our website on the blog. Okay? We do not have any sponsors, so everything is funded out of my own pocket. Our views are not high enough to fund what we're trying to do, which is what that was our ultimate goal, was to fund everything through our views. So help us get those views up. So if you're viewing from Facebook, X, or Truth, share on those platforms. Pop over into the episode. Hit that orange and white 1 and logo or Patriot View. Follow, subscribe to our channel. Share the channel as well. If you're not signed up for a free Rumble account, sign up for a free Rumble account. That's the only way. I think that may be the only way you're going to be able to follow anyway, or subscribe. But you can share all day. So help us out. Join Rumble, follow, subscribe for the updates. Again, if you're watching via Facebook, X, or Truth, you're getting the episode of the day. Follow, share on those platforms, as well as joining Rumble. We have a paid plan on Rumble because it gives us more storage space. But if you want to try you'd sign up for that free Rumble account. You'll get us as of what it was when I joined. You can check it. When I joined, you could do. You got a limited amount of space to save content to. So you can try your hand at content creation, whatever you choose. I mean, there's all kinds of different stuff that's on Rumble. Okay, it's kind of like YouTube, only with less restrictions as far as trying to monetize. It's views, man. You need the views. That's what you need. The numbers. And that's about it. So it means if your content's not getting the numbers, you're not getting paid. Bottom line. So help us out. Help us get those views up so we can start funding what we're doing, what our goals are through our views of our episodes. If you're on YouTube, because we are back on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, YouTube's a totally different animal. They make you jump through hoops. You got to have so much of this, so much of that, so much of this, so much of that. Just like Facebook and other platforms that allow you to monetize. So if you're on YouTube, we do have some subscribers already. Not a whole lot, but we are starting to get some subscribers on YouTube. Numbers so far aren't looking too bad. So if you're on YouTube, again, help us out. Let's get us to where we need to be. And again, if you got something at the end that you want to share, at the end, we're going to tell you how to do that. Also, we have 2 ways that you can help support us and what our goals are. And that's just being transparent. We believe in the Constitution. We believe in our constitutional freedoms. And we believe in constitutional law. And unfortunately, on the political landscape, you got a back and forth of political warfare or lawfare or whatever you want to call it, and it's ridiculous, and it's really got to stop. They've been going after. Listen, oh, you're a Trump supporter. You're one-sided. No, I call it as I see it. Democrats will sit there and go. Anyways, I'm going to get to that let me get to that in just a second. So anyways, we do have 2 ways you can support us on the website. So the website and email, we're up there. It may be still up there. I don't know. But it'll definitely be up at the end again. So hang in there. On the bottom of the homepage is a crowdfunding box. There's a lot of things that are done through crowdfunding now, publications, media, all kinds of things, movies done through crowdfunding. Also, so that's on the bottom of the homepage. At the top of all pages, there's a little gift box. That little gift box put up there by a hosting provider. Anything you give to that gift box goes directly to our hosting provider. Does not go to us. Goes to our hosting provider. Credits our hosting account. So, no matter which way you want to try to support us, or whether it be helping us get the views up on Rumble, on YouTube, wherever, or helping with the hosting gift boxes or the crowdfunding, we greatly appreciate it. We greatly appreciate you and your support. So, anyways, let me get in there. Since I started diving into the lawfare, political lawfare. We saw what's been going on with Donald Trump since he was candidate Trump the first time, through President Trump 45, right? What he went through during the Biden administration. The attacks were relentless. Why? Because they knew Donald Trump was going to run for president again. They needed to do, and they did swear, Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, and others, in their words, we will keep Donald Trump from ever being sitting in the Oval Office or being president. They was said it a couple different ways. In the White House was another way. Ever again. We will do whatever it takes by any means necessary. Their words, not mine. You can go back, play the game footage. You can find it. All you really got to do is type in Democrats vow that Trump will never be be president again, or sit in the Oval Office again, or be in the White House again, something like that. Should that that search alone should bring you those videos, that content from those interviews. Okay, and it literally, Nancy Pelosi literally said, by whatever means necessary, whatever it takes. Talked about means and motive. The motive was to keep Donald Trump from ever being president again. Just like the motive started out with get Donald Trump out of the White House. Don't let Donald Trump even get to the White House in the first place. Then it geared to get him out. Then it switched to keep him out, make it so he can't run again, or that he can't get voted in. Well, if we make Donald Trump a felon, nobody will vote for him. Nobody's going to vote for a felon. Let's ruin his credibility. E.G. and Carol, I almost guarantee was a setup. We knew a lot of this started with Stormy Daniels, and the NDA, or whatever they wanted to call it. They made a big deal out of it before. It had already said, the Federal Elections Commission or committee, whatever, had already said that, investigated and said there was nothing wrong. There was no laws broken. There was no laws broken. They had already said it. How do you prosecute the state? How's the state? And we've talked about this multiple times. How does a state, first of all, they were prosecuting as a federal crime, not state, federal. First of all, the state doesn't have the authority to prosecute a federal crime or bring federal charges. And the charges they did bring would have been misdemeanors all day misdemeanors all day. If the federal government brought those charges to Trump, they would have been misdemeanors all day. If they had brought those charges to anybody, they would have been misdemeanors all day, not felonies. Everything that's been going on, Mar-a-Lago, Georgia, D.C., everything that you've seen Donald Trump go through, the Ergon case, E.G. Carroll, Juan Merchan, all those three, all in New York. Was nothing but literally, if you look at it, right from the time he announced he was running for president the first time, right up through even till now, it has been nothing but to keep Donald Trump out of the White House, discredit him, discredit his reputation, try to figure out a way to jail him. Oh my goodness. If Donald Trump ran, and I've said this a million times, because Donald Trump, if you look at Donald Trump, pictures with Donald Trump with people, a lot of the people that are bashing Donald Trump, Whitney, Oprah Winfrey interviewed Donald Trump years ago, and I remember the interview. And she'd asked him, "Would you consider running for president? Would you ever consider running for president?" Oprah Winfrey knows Donald Trump. If he ran as a Democrat, she would be right on his shirt tail, just like all these other Democrats. Everybody loved Donald Trump until he ran for president as a Republican. Oh my! But in that interview with Oprah, when she asked him that, he said, I have no interest in running for president, but if my country really needed me that bad, and I felt that my country needed me that bad, I would run. Well, guess what? We got to that point. It got to that point, apparently, for him. And he did great things contrary to what liberals want to say. Donald Trump didn't do nothing but destroy the country the first time he was in office, and he's doing it again. No, he's not. He absolutely is not. If you think that Joe Biden fixed anything, you're gravely mistaken. Because now Donald Trump had to come in and fix Obama's stuff. Had to come in, now you got to come back in and fix what Joe Biden screwed up. And it's just ridiculous. I mean, listen, Pete Hegseth, this administration with Pete Hegseth as the Secretary of War, I just still can't get around the, Secretary of War versus Secretary of Defense, man. I don't know, man. I'm a little conflicted on that one. But anyways, they're going in and they're trying to fix policies from the Clinton, Obama, and Biden administration. Trying to fix policies that were just an issue. Listen, I got the whole no, don't ask, don't tell. There's always been gay men, and I'm sure, at a point when women started getting really enlisting more because the numbers really, really shot up. But there's always been gay men and women in the military. Okay, they just kept it to themselves, and that was fine. You don't need to be open and out. You don't need to be doing the I'm queer and I'm here, and I have no problem with. I don't agree with it, but I was in a time when it was don't ask, don't tell, and there was some of us that knew of a couple, and we just kept it to ourselves. It was don't ask, don't tell. They didn't tell us; we just found out. They were actually good. This is the Marine Corps, so so you have it in all branches, but they were good Marines. So you wanted to retain those Marines because they were good Marines. They're the type of Marines that would throw themselves on a hand grenade to save you. Just because they're gay doesn't mean they won't do it. The transgender issue is just a totally different issue altogether. It is just ludicrous and ridiculous that they would even contemplate what they did. I am sorry. How in the Sam Hill do you allow officers, people put in positions to lead the military that can't even get their gender straight, and you expect people to follow them? Now, understand, as enlisted, you end up at some point possibly in a leadership role. And again, if you don't even know what freaking gender you are, how do you expect your subordinates, if you're a staff NCO, how do you expect your NCOs and lower rank enlisted, your non-NCOs, to follow you confidently? I couldn't confidently follow, a man that says he's a woman, or a woman that says she's a man, just because she's a higher rank. I couldn't feel confident to follow that person because you're so confused. You don't even know who the hell you are or what you are. Oh, I know I'm Bob. Oh, I know I'm Sally. No, you don't know nothing, apparently. You have some screw loose. And I understand it's a medical condition, apparently. It's a mental condition. It's psychological. Why are we allowing these people in the damn military? Excuse me. I can accept it. It's not even I can accept just flat out homosexuality. Men laying with another man, woman laying with another woman. Scripture specifically is against it. And this is not a Bible teaching moment. I'm a Christian. God said, love one another as I have loved you. But not if these people could potentially get me dead. You have to, in the military, you have to feel and trust that the man or woman is actually what they say they are, is going to do exactly that. And if somebody's saying there's something that they're not, we know they clearly are not, it leads others to question their reliability and or ability. I have no issues with women in combat roles, as long as they can prove they can do the job like a man. Meet the same fitness standards to do that job as a man across the board. You do not reduce the standards, male standards, in order to accommodate women that want to be in those roles. There's fitness standards for certain roles are in place for a freaking reason. Sorry. They are there for a freaking reason. To make sure that each individual can pull their weight equally. Because in combat, it counts. You have to know that if you get taken down, the person next to you can can do everything in their power to actually, if they can get out there and grab you up and do the freaking Mogadishu damn mile with you on their freaking back or their shoulders, doing fireman carry, whatever the hell they're doing, that they can do it. And these people are out there crying now because the Trump administration, the Secretary of War, is doing what should have never been done to begin with. And that's this transgender affirming crap. Okay, Grandpa, settle down. I have a grandson. I have a granddaughter. And I'll tell you what, I'll be damned if I was in my granddaughter or my grandson go in the bathroom, the men's room or the ladies' room, and I saw clearly a woman walking into the men's room or a man walking into the women's room, that I wouldn't say something? Yeah, no. I'm like a lot of other people, like a lot of other fathers and grandfathers. You do not belong. I've said it right from the beginning. Letting a man in a woman's restroom or a locker room is a recipe for pedophilia. Excuses to get away with it, to try to get away with it, for peeping, stuff like that. What is wrong with these freaking people? Well, how can you not be against transgenders in the military and not homosexuals? Because I have more respect for freaking homosexuals. Men that like men, women that like women. Why? Because they know they're women and they know they're men. Yeah, some women are dressed butch, like dressing like a boy, but they still know they're a girl. Okay? It's no different than a tomboy. Girls that just dress, like the boys, because they hung out with the boys. It's when Sally starts calling herself Bob that I draw the line. Having body parts hacked off. Man, these are things you cannot recover from. And there's a lot of people that have gone through transition, men and women, that transitioned back and said they'll never be the same again. That it was the worst decision they ever made. And they will be, they're going to have medical issues for the rest of their lives. Some of these transgenders have not had that issue, or they just haven't had it yet. You're discriminating. You believe in discrimination. No, I don't. That's not it at all. It's called having standards for your military. If a private company wants to hire a tranny, I don't freaking care, because you know what? I don't have to go there. But you know what? If you're a bunch of people in the military that don't agree with it, you can't just go, I'm not serving there. I refuse to serve with that. It don't work that way. A store, you can choose to, you choose to accept this, be pushing this on the customers, that I don't need to shop here, or I don't need to eat here. You have a choice not to go there. It's kind of like religion. You can either watch Stephen Furtick or not watch Stephen Furtick. You can go to a mega church or a church, period, or not go to a church. It's your choice. You have the option to turn it on, turn it off, go or not go. In the military, you don't have that option. So, no, I totally believe you have to be confident in your leaders. You have to be confident in the person next to you. And that's just the way it is. I don't believe in raising lowering fitness standards for men to account so that it meets up and so the women can keep up. No, the women need to come up to the men's standards because the men's standards are where they were for a reason. And these are the issues that started with Bill Clinton, with the don't ask, don't tell. I think we should go back to don't ask, don't tell. You want to allow them in, that's fine. Don't ask, don't tell. If you tell, then... And I hate to say that because you know what? Like I said, there's a lot of great service members that are out there that are gay men or women. Well, you know, the transgenders are good. It comes to a confidence issue now, so don't miss that point. It comes to a confidence issue, confidence in the person to make good and sound decisions. I think that's what a lot of people miss when it comes to, well, you're discriminating against transgenders in the military by kicking them out. That's discrimination. No, that's no lack of confidence that the person can make good and solid, sound decisions when they matter. Well, everybody in the military in a leadership position in combat has to make good decisions. Is going to make either a good decision or a bad decision that could get people dead. Well, you're right. Exactly. But when your subordinates lack confidence in your decisions because you obviously make bad decisions, clearly, does anybody understand exactly what I'm trying to say? It has nothing to do. You know what? You want to dress up and say you're something you're not. Man, that's on you. That's on freaking you. But do not forcibly subject me or my kids to it, my grandkids to it. They don't belong in the bathroom. You know, a biological male does not belong in a women's room or locker room, and a biological woman does not belong in a men's room or a men's locker room. Just doesn't belong. It's not right. And this is why there's such a fight back on it. Trannies don't belong. I'm sorry. Trannies don't belong in the military. I'm sorry. Trannies don't belong in the fire department. Trannies don't belong in the police department or as EMTs or EMS. Why? Again, because how can I trust them to make good decisions when they clearly make bad decisions? Why can't you just be gay? Which is more logical. Being gay is not logical. Hey, I spent 6 years. My field of study was psychology and sociology and criminology. So 6 years in the field of that study. What might not make sense to you, or you may disagree with, and I tell you what, I've had this discussion with other people that are either counselors of some sort, psychologists, psychiatrists. I have people disagree with me all the time, but there's also others that totally agree with me. You have chemical imbalances. Then you have men that feel more feminine, women that feel more masculine, that understand that I'm a woman and I'm a man. They accept that because that's what they are. And then you have the ones that refuse to accept it because now society's saying you have to. Oh, you feel feminine today, Bobby? You can be Brenda and go
We'll get you some implants. We'll whack off your wiener, and you can dress like a woman. And we'll get you some female hormones. Or vice versa with the girl to the boy, right? That's encouragement. It started with the Dutch. It's their fault, man. Since before Korea. Or in Holland, I believe they were doing those surgeries in Holland, I believe. Copenhagen. It's just a freaking debacle, man. I'm sorry. Yeah, and I'm sorry. It just comes down to trusting decisions that people make that ultimately come down to keeping you alive or dead. And that's what it comes down to. Can I trust you to make a good decision? How can you feel like just by looking at a man that says he's a man because he's a man, say he's making good decisions? Because obviously he realizes who he is. He knows he's made sound decisions thus far. So when you can demonstrate that you can make sound, logical, and prudent decisions, I can trust you enough to hopefully make the right decision when it comes to my life. When you clearly make it known that you can't make good decisions, yeah, I can't trust you. And this is part of the issue in the military. This is why they're washing them out. Doesn't mean that they're not a good person. Don't get me wrong. Does not mean that they're not a good person. Excuse me. It's that you can't trust that they can make a good decision when it counts. You can't just hope. Well, you hope that everybody else makes a good decision. They've already demonstrated that they can make good decisions. That's why we're entrusting that they do make the right decision when it comes down to it. The other ones, have demonstrated that they can't make good decisions. That's the bottom line. You agree, you disagree, it really doesn't matter. The facts are the facts. Again, independent view from somebody that's been in the military, served during the Clinton administration. Seeing these things happening, and it's just ridiculous. It's something that's just got to end. So, all right, guys, I'm sorry. I really wanted to talk about some other stuff, and it just got into how Democrats really screw up the system and screw everything up. Why do they go after Trump when clearly the last 3 Democrat presidents just really screwed the pooch? They're the ones that screwed up our borders. They're the ones that have screwed up our military. And it's just ridiculous. Keep voting for these Democrats. Vote for people like Zoran. That's socialists playing the Muslim card. They hate me because I'm a Muslim. No, they hate you because of the things you've said. Again, comes down to trust. Can't trust you because of what you've said. It's not Islamophobia. It's your words. It's what you have said. It's not Islamophobia, as he's trying to say. He's already trying to come up with a justification on why he loses his run as mayor to Cuomo if it actually happens. It's looking like it's getting closer to possibility. But he's trying to come up with a reason to justify it, to say, this is why I lost. This is like the Democrats going, excuse me, prepping everybody after using lawfare against Donald Trump all this time. When they realized that Biden wasn't going to win. and 2, that Harris couldn't win, they started prepping, saying, be ready because Donald Trump's going to use lawfare against us and come after us and persecute us, blah, 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 and a revenge. He's going to seek his revenge. So they prepped because they knew there was things that were going to happen, because they knew they were wrong. They knew, the ones they were screaming the loudest, knew there were legal bounds or legal justifications to go after certain people because they knew what was done. And they knew what they were going to go after him for was true. So they tried to prep the pump that Donald Trump's going to use lawfare. He's going to do political persecution on us. Letitia James went after Donald Trump. Oh, and then turn around. Oh, she does stuff that she accused him. Oh, wait a minute. Worse. Huh. Well, she's like, I didn't do nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong. This is political persecution. They're going after me because out of revenge. No. Oh, geez. Adam Schiff did the same thing. Oh, I didn't do that. No, yeah, you did. You did. The evidence is clear. It's been made public. That other woman from the Fed, same thing. I didn't do nothing wrong. All Democrats. I didn't do nothing wrong. Oh, but you tried to go after Donald Trump. You went after Donald Trump. Charged him with stuff. And then tried to, got him charged with felonies. On federal, what good is you're accusing, saying federal charges, but you can't charge federal charges, which would have been misdemeanors with what you did charge him with if the Fed had charged him, because that's what they come out to is misdemeanors. But you took it upon yourself to conduct a federal charges, throw federal charges on them at a state level, which you don't have authorization to do. How it even managed to make it, I don't know, and try to make them felonies. Do we not see what's going on here? It was all to keep Donald Trump out of office because they knew he was going to go in there and he was going to start fixing things, and they had the dirt, all the poop on all these people. And yeah, the investigations were going to happen. So it's not revenge. It's justification. You said you're not above the law. Well, guess what? Neither are you. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. So, all right, guys. I'm going to bust out. Again, if you want to submit something, we're not going to take credit for your piece. So if you see a piece on our website that doesn't have a name, it's ours. Okay? Must have first name or pseudonym, state and location, not a physical address. State and location so we can see where we're reaching out. Others can see where we're reaching out. If you quote anything, make sure it's in quotations. Any sources you're using or references in brackets. Copy the indexed address out of the address bar. Paste it directly above, directly below the quote, or in the brackets with the source, your source or reference. Okay? No .com, .net, .org, just the name of the website with no dot anything. Title of the piece, if there is one, and for your sources or references, and the indexed address in those brackets. Again, the quote, paste the indexed address above or below the quote directly. We're going to hyperlink those. If you know how to hyperlink ahead of time. What we're going to do, if you hyperlink ahead of time, you know how to do it, and you do it ahead of time. What we'll do is we'll verify, excuse me, we'll just verify that the hyperlink is correct, and that's it. But what we'll do is, if you don't know how to hyperlink, we're going to hyperlink it. So it's going to change the text a different color. When you click on it, it's going to go directly to the page on the website that the quote was on, or the references. Not those. If you're using reference or source, you're not quoting. You're just using it to support what you're saying. Make sure you're making it known that it's your opinion. You know, what you're writing is your opinion, your view, your belief, whatever. Okay. Cannot be crazy and outlandish. Cannot be crazy and outlandish at all. People got to get behind it and understand it, and also run it through a grammar editor. We're not grammar police, but run a piece through a grammar editor. It's going to it's going to kind of help tweak and fix things. Punctuation where punctuation needs to be, and spelling, and it's going to make it so people can understand exactly what you're trying to say, especially if you're not really good at that stuff. Okay. So, that's what you need, is you need people to really be able to look at it, read it, grasp it, and understand it, and go, you know what, I can get behind this. So, again, we're not grammar police. We're just trying to make it easier so people can get on board with what you're trying to say. So as long as it's not crazy and outlandish and all the other criteria is met, we'll go ahead and we'll put it up on the blog for you. We're way behind on our artists because we do these podcasts. So must have a first name or pseudonym. Like I said, we're not going to take credit for your piece. Must have first name or pseudonym, state and location, not a physical address, state and location, so we can see where you're reaching out. Others can see where you're reaching out. So like Bob from Indian Lake, New York, or Gator from Okeechobee, Florida. Straightforward, non-identifying. The only one that's going to know it's you is you. And anyone you tell it's you. So, again, help support us on our website through the crowdfunding. On the bottom of the homepage, hosting gift boxes on top of all pages. On Rumble, sign up for that free Rumble account. Follow, subscribe to the channel, share the channel, share the episodes, watch the episodes, share the episodes. Encourage others to do the same thing. Facebook, X, or Truth, share the episodes on those platforms. Encourage others to pop in there. Email, website and email. Send us what you got. If you got an idea for an episode, you got something you want us to look into, go ahead and send it to us. Again, we do not have any sponsors. We fund everything out of my pocket. So help us out on YouTube. Help us let's get those views going. Let's get those views and subscribes going. Help us out with that. And again, we want to thank you for your support, however you choose to support us. We greatly appreciate it. And again, send us what you got, website and email. Follow, subscribe, wherever you are. And again, thank you for joining us for this episode of Patriot View at 1A Independent News. And until next time, stay frosty, my friends.
You've just heard Patriot View
at 1A Independent News
with Bear Direct. Join us on Rumble at 1A Independent News for our daily broadcast.